Hi everyone, welcome back to Lifting the Lamp, and tonight I'm going to be doing another video on lucid dreaming. In this video I'll be giving you some of my simple but effective tips for increasing your ability to be able to lucid dream, to unlock the power of lucid dreaming in your own life. So lucid dreaming is one of those really incredible kinds of experiences that we can have from time to time in our lives. And for certain people, they can teach themselves how to do it intentionally. If you don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's basically where you wake up inside a dream and you realize you're dreaming. And then once you've woken up from the dream, you have more or less complete control over the dream environment for the remainder of the dream. During a lucid dreaming experience, you can feel like you're in the Inception movie, or you've woken up inside the Matrix and suddenly you can do all these amazing things. Fly through the air and move things with your mind and so forth. It really can be a lot of fun. But it just seems like something that's just unlikely to ever be something that most people are able to do. Although unlocking the power of lucid dreaming is in fact simpler than a lot of people realize. There are 3 tips that I would like to share with you tonight. These 3 tips will accelerate your ability to learn this intriguing skill. The first technique to help with lucid dreaming that I'd like to recommend is to have the intent as you're going to sleep that you would like to have a lucid dream. At that moment when you're falling asleep at night, that is the critical moment for embedding the seed in your unconscious of wanting to be able to control your dreams. Your conscious mind is starting to lose consciousness and is easily bypassed for you to plant something in your unconscious that will be able to resurface in the dream world. So if you go to sleep thinking, it's my intention to have a lucid dream tonight, I will wake up in my dream, I will gain control of my dream, then you're much more likely to have success in that regard. There's a bit of a caveat to this. I'm not suggesting that you should keep yourself awake at night thinking about how you want to have a lucid dream, because that's what can happen if your mind is too active. But rather, think of it in the same way as you would think about counting sheep to go to sleep. You have a visualization, you have something that you're setting to run in your mind in the background as you're going to sleep, but it's not so much mental activity that it's going to disturb you and arouse you back into a conscious state. That's how you kind of want to have this intention of waking up in your dream sitting in your consciousness. And you might even get to a point where it's so second nature that you don't even think about the fact that you're thinking about it before you go to sleep at night, and then the whole process just occurs naturally. The second tip that I would like to share kind of builds on the first, but it kind of goes into more specific detail. So one really good way of waking up inside a dream is to set yourself a goal in the dream. And at first it has to be a very simple goal, because being any level of conscious in a dream is challenging in itself. But one experiment that I did when I was first learning how to lucid dream was I decided that I was going to look down at the shirt or t-shirt or whatever I was wearing in the dream and look at what color it was. And that would be the task that I set myself, and that would be the trigger to consciousness. Remembering that there was something I was there to do, and then doing it, and then from there realizing that in fact I was having a conscious experience now. So I did experiment with this technique when I was younger, and after a few tries I did have success. I was able to wake up in a dream, look down and see that I was wearing a grey shirt in the dream. So this was an experience where I successfully woke up in the dream. However, it didn't last very long, and I found that I woke up physically again shortly afterward. And that brings me to the third point I'd like to share with you, which is to do with how to remain in the lucid dreaming experience without waking up. So you've got to the point where you've developed the ability to assume consciousness in a dream, but you lose it straight away because you find that as soon as your mind wakes up, your body wants to wake up. How do you guard against this happening? Well, it's kind of similar to the idea that I shared earlier to do with counting sheep. You need to have a gentle way of prompting yourself into this experience that isn't going to excite you so much that it rouses you out of an unconscious state. I know it's very easy to get excited when you first realize that you're inside a dream, but you need to just find a way of not getting carried away with that excitement and just gently go with it and let the experience take you with it. Remain in a tranquil state so that your body remains asleep and your mind can be free to frolic in the world of dreams. You may even find that if you have a spontaneous lucid dreaming experience, it actually lasts longer than one that you intended to have, because there's not that element of expectation and excitement at getting what you expected when it's just a spontaneous experience, and so there's less to rouse you out of your state of stillness. But you may find that you have more spontaneous lucid dreaming experiences as you train yourself to wake up in your dreams intentionally. So there's that. But those would be my tips for people who are starting out on their lucid dreaming journey. This really is an amazing thing to be able to do. There's a whole inner world that you can explore while you're sleeping, and you can receive all kinds of really useful information from that, accessing that depth of your consciousness and traveling around the place. And lucid dreaming, in many people's opinion, is also a way of projecting the astral body. And there are many in ancient cultures who believed that being able to navigate through your dreams consciously was a sign that you were able to interact with the spirit world, and it was held in very high esteem. So people have been coveting the ability to lucid dream for many centuries, and hopefully this video will help you to get a little bit closer in your own journey to being able to wake up in your dreams and have an intentional lucid dreaming experience. So if you have enjoyed this video, if you feel it's helped you, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel to support my work, leave any comments you have down below, any of your own experiences that you've had. I'd love to hear from you. But thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.